In this video, we will review the steps for converting a drawing into a live rendered object in Adobe Illustrator using the Live Render tools. Keep in mind that Adobe Illustrator Live Render tools are quick render options for rendering an entire object library. Follow these steps for creating an entire library of furniture that you can use in myriad future compositions or even to sell. You will need to open Adobe Illustrator for this assignment. As a review, remember to always open files through the software application and never to double-click on a file if the software is not yet deployed. Use the black selection tool to make a window around the Barcelona chair. Go to the Object pull-down menu to Live Paint Make. Locate the Live Render toolset 9 icons down on the left-hand side of the main toolbar. Pick and hold down on the icon so that the tool set flies out. Tear off or float the whole set of live tools. Using the Live Paint selector, choose areas for painting. To select multiple areas at once, hold down the Shift key. Remember that the gray screen is only temporary. It is a visual guide to depict the areas which you have already selected. Use the gradient tool and swatch colors to fill in the tufted area that you have selected to add interest to the selected areas. When you want to change the direction that the light is striking the object, you can switch the hues on the gradient band as you see me do here. Notice how changing the placement of the hues on the gradient band changes the angle in which the light strikes the seat. Keep filling in areas that will use the same gradient pattern. Now it is time to use the gradient metal fill on the frame. You can find this in the standard Adobe Illustrator swatch library. Remember as you continue that each area must be selected using the Live Render selection tool before you can place a pattern or gradient or any type of hue from the swatch library on the object. A quick way to render the upholstered buttons on the chair is to use the Live Paint bucket and pick a swatch color. Once you have completed the quick rendering, save one last time as a working AI Adobe Illustrator file. Next, you will need to create a raster image of this file. Go to the File pull-down menu, Export As. It is important to transfer the live rendered object, which is a large file, into a flat or compressed and static raster image file. This is the way to do it. First, save the exported file under a logical name so that you do not become confused later. Save it to a location that makes sense too. Select JPEG file as your final output unless you don't want a background. If you don't want a background, choose PNG file. For our purposes, we'll choose JPEG file and also check Use Artboards. Change the vector object-based settings from CMYK to raster-based settings RGB color mixing. Quality should be set to 10. Compression is fine at standard baseline. Resolution should be set to 300 pixels per inch or PPI. Choose Optimize the Art, which should be the default. And finally, make sure to check Embed ICC Profile. This will maintain your color profile from CMYK conversion to RGB, and then hit OK. You now have 2 copies of the file. One is the working AI Adobe Illustrator file that you can go back to and modify anytime you want. And the second file is a compressed copy of the rendering in a rasterized file type. It is the JPEG file that you will turn in on the side-by-side comparison for this assignment.